Tony Salzo, welcome to the line. You know, we keep finding these incredible technology companies. They're really doing some different things and allowing us to enjoy our life in completely different ways. And I have Amy Baglan on with Meet Mindful. And Meet Mindful is a different take on this very crowded dating scene. Now, what is amazing is I think she's actually found something that's a great, cool way to carve off this niche of people looking to find, really alignment in their lives with people that are aligned to them. Talk to me about how Meet Mindful came about. What was the idea that created this?
I think the shortest, and thanks for having me on, Tony. I really appreciate it. I would say that the shortest answer to your question would be, I was running yoga events for singles about 3 years ago, and they were called yoga dates events. And I was seeing something happening that was way beyond people just showing up to flirt and do yoga. And, I would get guys coming up who were really into meditation or very much into Tai Chi or super big health nuts, and they didn't even do yoga. And they would come up and say, I don't do yoga, but can I participate? Because I know these are my people. I know this is my tribe. And it happened so often that I finally had that aha moment. And I thought, it's not about yoga, it's not about Buddhism, it's not about any of those things in particular. It's about why people do them in the first place. And there's a deeper meaning to that. And so when I got to the core of what that was, Meet Mindful started to be born.
Wow. So really thinking about the psychographic, the things that bring people together, it's one thing to have all the attributes that one's looking for, as you go through there, find the, click on dark hair, whatever you're looking for on those things, and you create that profile. But thinking about how you're going to enjoy the rest of your life together and what beliefs you have and how that represents, that's a different take. Getting that connectivity, you saw that happen in your events, and then you thought there was a way to bring that together online. Talk to me about how that evolution kind of took on and what you've been seeing as you've gone through your MVP and now your first launch and you're going through your rounds of funding. What is opening up here?
I think that you really nailed something about the mainstream, if you will. Are we on video, by the way? Because I'm doing little,
Yes, we can totally see you. I totally see you.
Mainstream dating sites. You're right. Like you'll get so specific. I want someone who's between 6'1" and 6'4". I'm a tall girl. And I want, brown hair, blue eyes, blah, blah, blah. And when it comes to deep connection, it doesn't take much to realize that that's not what causes it. That's not what sparks that fire. And so what I realized, and many people who found companies will say the same thing. It was a personal problem. And I would be on Match or OkCupid, and the only thing that I could possibly use to filter my results were the religion question, where you list all the religions, and then there's this one called spiritual but not religious. And everyone that I even had like a remote interest in speaking to would always have that one checked. And I was like, okay, that's like the only option that people have pretty much. And so when it comes to how we do that differently, when people come to our site, they know that they're already going to be amongst a pre-vetted or pre-selected group of people. And, these are the type of people that are much less superficial about dating. They're much more interested in genuine, deep, authentic connections and relating. And I think that takes a lot of the pressure out of it when it comes to, does this person make enough money? Are they tall enough? Do they have the right hair color? I mean, the things that are really secondary to when it comes to actually finding an authentic connection.
So that seems like a tough thing to try to do online. How is your app really starting to segment and to create that genuine connectivity that you're looking to bridge and to create? How's the app starting to really evolve to do that?
As you mentioned, you nailed it when you said that we put out our MVP. And so I'm assuming most of your listeners know that that's minimal viable product, and which is the bare minimum that we need to get out into market. And so that's what we've been working with for the past 8 months or so. And as you can imagine, it doesn't have all the bells and whistles that we want and plan to build in the future. Our goal is to just attract the right group together and see what happens. And So far, so good. I mean, we're definitely getting the right demographic to our site, and it's all being done right now through branding and positioning, and also the people that we partner with.
Well, and I would even take it a step further. I mean, when I look at the content that you're creating, I mean, there's a law of attraction going on there. I mean, that's one of the things that we as content marketers really try to get our clients to understand. And I think you guys are doing that in such a significant way. And I don't want to, I'd like to, I think there's some credit you need to take there. I mean, that's really what is allowing people to be attracted to you. Would you agree?
Yeah, it's funny. I don't talk about the content marketing piece as much right away, but you're right. It deserves a lot more attention than it typically does get from people because and for people who don't know what we do, we publish anywhere from 40 to 50 original pieces per month, articles and videos per month on mindfulness and dating and relationships because we saw the problem where dating sites weren't adding value to their customers and helping them do it better. And so we said, well, let's give value, and where value comes first, success will ultimately come from that no matter what. So the content that we produce has allowed, obviously, organic search results to come in through for very high quality traffic and people who would be likely to sign up for the site. And so we have a funnel through which people come in through the articles. But also it allows us to really co-create with other people who are aligned with us, whether they're dating coaches or meditation experts or other publishing sites that want more content. We have so many ways that people can, we call it play with us. People can play with us and they can get in the sandbox with us and do some integrated work that, right now it's usually just content trades or social media strategic partnerships. But over time, as we roll out a bigger affiliate program and other opportunities, the content will really start to serve us in a much bigger way.
Aim, I got 2 minutes and I want to make sure that I get all your story. So you've gone through MVP and I think you're running a lean startup. I know the book, we both probably prescribe to it, even if you haven't read it. I know you're kind of down that path, but getting, inside and out, right? So it really is the Bible for things that we're trying to get done. That feedback loop that you're getting from your consumers. What's the most surprising insight that you got as you launched, you got your MVP? What was the most surprising thing you realized as you got this thing? And how's it morphed and become something maybe a little bit different than you saw in the beginning?
Yeah, that's a great question. There's always a question of the pivot, if and when the pivot will happen. And it's interesting. We actually internally, we have a lot of talks where we're like, maybe we should be the Facebook for mindfulness or whatever. And then we always go back to dating and relationships because it's our core and it's what people come to us for, even when we've tried early on to be something different. So when it comes to feedback, the thing that's been the most surprising to us, because our whole team sees all the incoming support tickets, basically. Right. And time again, we get such a deep understanding and from our customers about where we're at, the fact that our software doesn't have XYZ feature yet, the fact that there's not 2,000 people in Boise, Idaho yet. And they're okay with it. And they're okay with it because they really have what we're seeing, a desire for us to succeed and grow. And they ask us how they can help. They ask if we can send flyers. They ask what they can do to help grow this. And that's been incredible. And I think a lot of that does have to do with the content approach and the fact that we clearly are taking steps to provide value for them beyond just wanting their money. Yeah. And I think that that's led to this community support. And, there's a lot that we could do to leverage more of that. It's just great to know that it's here. And as we gear up for a big launch on May 28th, where we're putting out an iPhone app and we're putting out a brand new custom Ruby on Rails application for desktop, this is a point where we're ready to scale and we'll be able to roll out ambassador programs and other refer a friend programs where they can actually get rewarded for the support that they want to give.
Amen. I mean, I think when you build a product, even in your MVP that's so aligned to the user group that you're trying to serve, and you show that to them, even if you don't exactly deliver that in all its buzzes and whistles, they will co-create it with you and help you carry the torch, right? And I think that's what your users are doing. And congratulations on the launch. What's the one thing you want to tell people that they need to know to meet mindful?
That they need to know about Be Mindful?
Yeah.
Yeah. I know that there is a growing number of people who are finding things like healthy organic living, mindfulness, and personal growth and spiritual growth even. And I just want to tell people that if you're one of them, or if you know someone who is one of them, you now have a place where you can date amongst this group of people in a really safe and authentic way.
There's another great way to find your tribe. It all is on the internet. Every time you think that it's been overdone, there's yet another organization like Meet Mindful carving out and showing that there is a user group not being served at the level that they want to be served. And that is inspiration for us that are single and those of us that are starting technology startups.
I'm happy to be inspiring for both sets of people. Sometimes they overlap, sometimes they don't.
Thanks, Amy.
Thank you so much, Tony. Bye.
Bye.